Today it is Saturday, which means it is park run day, and I'm very excited as we're going to be doing our first ever park run here in Singapore. So the park run which we have opted for is East Coast Park Parkrun, and I'm going to be telling you everything that you need to know about this park run whilst also trying to achieve my fastest time. So East Coast Park Parkrun is obviously located within East Coast Park, which is on the east side of Singapore, and it is all along the coast. The park run is an out and back course, and it is all on either concrete paths or hard standing tarmac paths. Therefore, road shoes are definitely the shoes which I'm going to be recommending for this park run. But one thing that you definitely do need to note is that the park run starts at 7:30 a.m, not 9 a.m. like it does in the UK. So you need to make sure that you get up very early for this, and also do make sure to bring loads of water. Tap water is completely fine here in Singapore too, so that is good news. But if you don't bring water, you're going to lose a lot of fluid because it is very humid in the morning. However, the sun isn't too hot, which is good news. The course is also buggy/pram friendly, dog friendly too, and it does have toilets right next to the start line, which is perfect. There is also free showers which you can use too if you have just gone for the day to Singapore, maybe you're on a transit or something, so that is good news as well. In terms of how pretty the park run is, I'd say it is a very nice looking one. So you're basically running down the park, and then on one of your sides, so on your right hand side on the way out, you will see the beach. So that is literally just there right next to you with the sea, and in the background you'll see loads of shipping containers. Now, an interesting fact is that all of these ships are waiting for a place to dock in Singapore port. So there's like hundreds of them when you're looking out into the coastline. So just make sure to have a look off to your right hand side or your left on the way back, and you will see all of those just parked up waiting. The park run isn't too busy either, and there is plenty of space to overtake, which is good. And then also it is very flat. So there is the slight potential for a PB. However, due to how humid and warm it does get, I do think that does make it a lot harder, especially for people who do not live on the line of the equator. But before we do go any further, if you don't know what a park run is, it is essentially a 5K run, which is ran by a group of volunteers. They both time and marshal the event. When you get to the finish line, you'll be given a finish token. That will be scanned alongside your own personalised barcode, and then you'll be sent your official finish time and position later on. And now let's take a look at a summary of the course. So on the right hand side, you can see the sea, and on the left, it is the city. It's an out and back, really flat course. And in the top left-hand corner, you can see the elevation gain is 0 meters and a max elevation of 11 meters. You also may be able to notice the small little figures there in the sea. That is those cargo boats, which you need to look out for. So that is a quick summary of the course, but now let's take a look at it in a bit more detail. Starting off here, right alongside the canal and making your way towards the east-hand side. You'll have the beach on your right, and you'll have the city on the left, and it'll quickly turn from a concrete path into a tarmac path. You're then going to pass a lot of different things, starting off with the Road Safety Community Park. You're then going to pass the dog run, and then you'll get towards this sort of centre which has a few little shops and cafes. You're going to do a loop, sort of like the head of a needle. So you're going to go off to the left-hand side first, come back round, and then you'll be going on the right-hand side on the way back. So there's someone at the other end, which will turn you in the right direction. You're then going to head your way back, following the exact same route which you came out on alongside the beach. Remember to look off to your left on the way back. You will see all of those ships on the left-hand side, and then eventually you'll get to the finish line, which is just a little bit earlier to where you started here. So it's a really simple course. You're not going to go wrong. There's a marshal at the end who will turn you around, and I believe there's like an arrow as well pointing in the right direction to make sure that you don't go up the head of the needle the wrong way. So nice and simple, you can't really go wrong, and then if you're not in first position, you can just follow the person ahead of you. That is the course, but now it is time to take a look at some park run records which have been set in the past here at East Coast Park Run. Starting off with the fastest male, which was Aki Numela with a time of 15 minutes and 16 seconds, which is actually insane, unbelievably quick, especially bearing in mind how humid it is. The fastest female is Alexandria Anthony, and she got a time of 17 minutes and 28 seconds. So again, a really quick course if you're used to the humidity. The average number of runners is around 107, so not too busy, which is good. And the average time is a fast one at 28:28. So to be honest, They are some incredible records and really fast times too. But now let's take a look at some of my stats which I've set in the past at all the different park runs which I've done so far. Starting off with the number of park runs, and it is 69. This is going to be park run number 70, and this is my 51st location too. So if you saw last week's, we actually completed the Half Cowl Club. My best finish position is 4th, which was set in Poland, and my fastest times range from 22:32 all the way down to 23:09. But with the humidity today, I don't think I'm going to be able to beat any of these times. And now let's get down to the run. So as you can see, it is pretty busy here right now. It's quite a wide path though, so it is quite easy to overtake, which is good news. It is also fairly cloudy, and there was a bit of drizzle on the day too, so you'll see that a bit later on when the drips go onto the GoPro. But we're going to be starting off in 5 seconds, so good luck to us. We're going to aim for a sub 25, so let's see if we can do that. Let's go. So the park run has started, and we've already been obstructed a little bit here, trying to get past a couple of people, the lady here on the left hand side, and then there we are. I managed to just squeeze through there, and we can start picking up the pace. So we're getting straight up to sort of a 5-minute per kilometre pace with the aim of getting that 25 minutes, so hopefully we can do it in just under that. On the right hand side you'll see the canal, and we are currently running on a concrete path too, so it is quite hard on your knees. So if you've got bad knees, try and wear some extra padding. A few people took their tops off too because it was very humid. It doesn't look hot, but when you're there, the humidity is so high, which makes it just that little bit harder. We are just coming to about half a kilometre in, and there is the finish funnel on the right hand side. So on the way back, that is where you will end. A couple of photos being taken there too, and if you do want to leave anything near the start line, that is the pavilion to leave it in, there on the right. So everyone leaves the stuff in there from the volunteers, and if you've got any like water bottles, bags, etc., leave it under there. It'll keep dry and hopefully be pretty safe too. On the left hand side you might be able to see the red building. That is where the toilets are and the free showers too. There's also vending machines if you need like water, drinks, food, whatever. And you can start to see a bit of the rain now, so it wasn't a nice day at all, which isn't ideal, and as you can see it is really flat though, so that is a good thing. And if you do want any more information on my split times or the elevation, you can go and follow my Strava, which I'll leave a link to in the description below. 1 kilometre down, 4 kilometres to go, a decent start too as we ran at a 4:51 pace. You do need to be wary too of other people using the path, as there are people going in both directions. It is not just for the park run. On the right you might be able to see the beach in the distance there. There's a little pier which you can walk out onto, and then there's loads of boats in the distance as well, but you can't really see it right now because of the rain clouds. Hopefully the drone footage at the start you can actually see it just that little bit better. But if you do find these reviews useful, do make sure to smash that like button, and also if you want to see any more of the reviews which I have done, hit that subscribe button too, as I try and get one out every week. But we've got a good start, just got to keep up this pace and we should get under that 25 minutes like we wanted to. So the weather isn't great right now. It is starting to rain a little bit more. There's quite a lot of people actually on the day running, even whether they're doing the park run or not. It does seem to be like quite a big fitness scene here at East Coast Park, and it is a perfect run, to be honest. Nice and flat. You've got the beach to look out to on the one hand side and the city on the other. We're just there going in for the overtake. Some nice little plants and stuff ahead too. Still really flat, so you can't complain about this run at all. And we seem to be in a decent position too, so we're doing quite well. Just got to keep this up. About a 4 minutes and 45 pace right now over that half kilometre. So if we can keep this up, we should hopefully be able to beat our 25 minutes. So that is kilometre 2 done, and we're passing this sort of yellow looking, it kind of almost looks like a lighthouse. I'm not really too sure what that platform is for, to be honest, but quite an interesting one. And it is going to start to turn into a tarmac path. I think it goes from sort of like tarmac concrete the whole way there. You can see the beach now a bit more in that right hand side, and you can kind of see the outlines of the boats too, which is pretty cool, luscious green, I have to say. It's so tropical here in Singapore. I loved it whilst I visited. And if you do want to see what we got up to whilst we were there, I have got my vlogging channel, which you can go and check it out. That is at Sheppy10 in YouTube, and then I've got loads of vlogs from the whole time that I was here in Singapore. So we ran that kilometre at the time of 4:41, so still going quite quickly right now, but will I be able to keep it up? Because I do remember at this sort of point feeling quite hot, and I thought, you know what, I think I probably should start to slow down. 2.5 kilometers down, 2.5 to go, and you'll probably start to see on the right hand side people heading their way back to the finish line. So fair play to them, they are flying right now as we head our way towards the loop. But we're doing quite well, still running at a pace of about 4:50, so it's under 5 minutes, which is good news. However, my Strava never gets it at 5 kilometers. It's always like 5.1, 5.2. I need to get one of the watches so that the GPS is a lot better than my phone, and everyone that's at Parkrun seems to have the watch, especially the people at the front who are timing their times very accurately. But we just need to keep this up now, and hopefully we should be able to beat our target, and it'll be happy days, and I can go out into Singapore and enjoy a Singapore sling. So this is where you're cutting off to the left-hand side. You'll see a little arrow which was on one of the light posts. So that points you off to the left. So you need to be on this path, not that path on the right, but you will be on that on the way back. So I'll come back to you once we get to the end and we do the U-turn. So this is the U-turn on the other side. There's a volunteer pointing you around, so you can't really go wrong, let's be honest. And look at how beautiful that beach is on the left-hand side. If only it was blue skies too, then it would look amazing. All the cargo ships there waiting to dock. It was crazy just to see how many there are. I know I've said it like 4 or 5 times now, but it was amazing. So do make sure you do take a few seconds to look out to that left-hand side. Currently making our way back now though, and we just got to keep this pace up and it'll be happy days, and hopefully we can get a PB for Singapore. 2 kilometers to go. So we ran that one with a 4 minutes and 44 second time. So again, a pretty quick one. And if you are interested in cycling too, there is a really good cycle track going alongside the path on the other side where the road is. So you can cycle here as well. Plenty of benches to sit at if you just want to come down and watch too. It was pretty wet, but now it has dried off a little bit, which is good news as well. And due to the humidity, it is quite nice to actually have that little bit of rain to cool you down. I wouldn't want it to be blazing sun, otherwise you definitely would overheat. I am beginning to slow a little bit though. I did start to feel a bit laggy. I thought, you know what, I'm going to struggle for this last 2 kilometers, so I need to take it a bit easier, but I can still hopefully beat that 25-minute target. Four kilometers down, 1 kilometer to go. So that one was a lot slower. That was a 4:54. So we are beginning to lag behind a little bit. I have seen quite a few people overtake me too, as I am not going that quickly anymore. So hopefully we can just hold this pace, otherwise we will lose out on that 25 minutes. The rain has started again. It sort of was on and off all day. There's the cyclist on that right hand side, like I said earlier. Great place to cycle too. But it would have been a really nice one, and it is a really nice one, even when it's raining, just to look out the luscious green area, beach and the sea in the background. With 500 meters to go, it is now overheating time, so I'm getting very warm, but I just want to make it to the end. It's also quite open now. There's not really anyone from Parkrun close to me at all. Everyone's over there in the distance, and the people behind me are a little bit further back too. So hopefully we can keep this up, because it is currently a 5-minute pace, which we are running at. So it is now slowing down ever so slightly more. But at the moment, if we keep at this, we should be able to beat 25 minutes, which is great news. And then we can go out into Singapore and explore the Merlion City. And just as I was saying, there was no one really close to me. here comes past a guy with a buggy. Now that has got to be the most humiliating thing when you're running park run, when someone comes past you with a buggy. But I have to say, because it's a flat one, then maybe makes it a little bit easier, because the hillier ones, obviously it would be a lot harder for the people with the buggies. But it's another couple of people flying past now. We've got Blue Top here on the right hand side too, who's flying towards the finish line. It's not too much left because we're not going all the way back to the start, so it's about 300 meters, 400 meters left of this run. So maybe we need to start picking up the pace too if we don't want anyone else to overtake us. And you may be able to recognise where we are right now. On the left hand side, that is the canal. So this is where we have run out from. Where's the place where everyone finishes? The signs over there too, in that little pavilion on the left. And now it is time to pick up the pace and make sure we get under 25 minutes, which it looks like we should do, and might be able to do it by like 10, 15 seconds. So it's a final little sprint finish. We'll get up to a pace of 350 then for a second. And there we go. So we managed to get a time of 24 minutes and 44 seconds. I was blowing at the end of this. You can see just there, I had to quickly take a break. Buggy Man's getting a little photo there. Fair play to him. We came in position 40th too, which is pretty decent. I will definitely take that. But now let's take a look at a summary and all of the pinch points. East Coast Park Parkrun complete, ticking off the 4th E, which I've done in Parkrun, and the 5th country too, which is Singapore. So that was my first ever Singapore run, meaning that this is my new Singapore PB of 24 minutes and 44 seconds. So I'm very happy with how I got on. Managed to finish it too without walking, which I was impressed with. Beth unfortunately did have to walk because it did get very warm, so it does make it a lot harder. And make sure, like I said at the start, to bring fluid so that once you finish that park run, you can get loads of water down you. The park run, in my opinion, was beautiful. I have to say, looking out into the park and the beach surroundings was great. And it wasn't too busy either, which is good. So you weren't getting stuck behind people or stuck at any bottlenecks. It was nice and flat too, which means you can get a PB, but due to the humidity, I don't think you will be able to do that. I also do want to say a massive thank you to all of the volunteers, because without them, the park runs do not go ahead. And as it was a rainy day too, people didn't have to turn up, but they do each week, which means the East Coast Park Parkrun can continue going on. But now it is time to take a look through all of the different pinch points for this park run, but there's not going to be many. So let's start off with pinch point number 1, which is the humidity. So obviously with it being so humid, it makes the park run a lot harder, especially if you're not used to living in conditions like that. And being from the UK, obviously we're not used to that at all. And then the second pinch point is going to be the U-turn at the end. It's not really too bad a U-turn. You might lose the odd second, but that is about it. But apart from that, the park run is super flat, so you cannot complain about this park run, as it is a fairly easy one. And as we do in every park run video, we're now going to go through the tips and tricks on how to get to the park run and also where to go for that post park run coffee. Starting off with the public transport. So there's the MRT, which gets you around Singapore really easily, and the closest stop to the park run is either Katong Park, and from there it is a 15-minute walk, or there is the Tanjong Katong stop too, which is a 14-minute walk from there. So either of those stops are the best ones to get to if you want to go by MRT, and it takes just 15 minutes to walk from there to the start line, which is good. And then secondly, we have the public buses. So yet another great mode of transport for getting around Singapore. So there's 3 different stops which you can go to, starting off with number 1, which is the Op Katong PK station stop, which is ID 91089 if you are looking on Google Maps. And you can take buses 30 and 158 to get to this stop, and it is just an 18-minute walk from there. So that's a nice and simple one. Or the second stop which you can take is the Mountbatten Road stop ID 91061. So buses 12, 14 and 196 all stop at this stop, and from there it is 23 minutes. That one's slightly further away. And then finally, the last bus stop which I'm going to recommend is the TG Katong Road South PG stop. So quite a long name there, and you can get buses 36 and 48 to this stop, and it's just a 20-minute walk from that stop to the start line. So lots of information there, but hopefully the map can help you out, and also if you look on Google Maps, then you can check it out from there too. And then the mode of transport which I got was taxi. So there are two different apps which you can use. You can either use the Grab app or the Zig app. So Zig is the local taxi service which they have there. Both of those will get you from the centre to the park run for just $15. So that's just about £9, so not expensive at all. And the car park spot which you want to be dropped off at is car park B1. So I'll move straight onto the cars. So if you want to drive there too, the best stop is car park B1 of East Coast Park. So that one is literally just a 1-minute walk to the start line, so you can't complain and you can't get any closer than that. And then finally, it's the post-park run coffee and cake time. So everyone goes and meets up at the Starbucks Cafe, which is at Parkland Green. It's about a 1,500-metre walk, which is just over 20-minute walk in the direction that you've just done the park run. We didn't go there because we thought, well, there's no point in going to Starbucks when we've come to Singapore, so we went off to try and find another cafe. There's not actually that many nearby, so we just went into the city and got some food from there. So it's up to you whether you want to go. That's where everyone meets, so if you want to go and meet some other people, if you've gone on your own or whatever, then that is the perfect place to go. So those are all my tips and tricks, pinch points and summary points too. But if you do have any of your own, if you've gone and done the park run, or if you're a local, then do make sure to let me know of any more down in the comments section below, and I'll be able to pin you up to the top so that everyone else can see them too. But now it is time to take a look at my after park run stats, where not much has changed because our time wasn't quick enough to get on the leaderboard. But we'll start off with the number of park runs, which has obviously increased up to 70. So we're now 30 off 100 park runs, which is crazy. Number of locations goes up to 51, and then everything else from best finish position all the way down to my best times all remain exactly the same. But I do hope you all enjoyed that park run video, and if you're like me and want to go and watch more, then you can go and check out this one, which was last week's in Edgbaston Reservoir Park Run, where it's a completely different climate as it was icy and freezing on the day. That one's in Birmingham in the UK. Or you can go and check out all my other park runs in the worldwide park run playlist, which has them from all 5 countries which I have been to so far. Next week, we're going to be heading over to Malaysia, so yet another country to tick off, where we'll be going to Precinct 18 Park Run. So this one's going to be incredible. It's probably going to be just as warm too and very humid, so we'll have to see how we get on over there. But if you want to check that one out, do make sure to subscribe, and you'll hopefully get the notification to let you know when that one comes out. And if you enjoyed this one, hit that like button too, and I'll see you all next week.